Hello, Taurus Squad. Welcome to my channel, The Intuitive Teacup. I am so happy to have the Taurus gang here with me today for your January 2020 monthly tarot reading. This is going to be roughly January into February. On YouTube here, we are doing general messages, guys. That means not everything I say will resonate with all the Tauruses out there. I can just about guarantee you that. Pieces and parts of this will very likely resonate with you. I hope lots and lots of it does. But ultimately, it is up to you, Taurus, to come into this reading with an open heart and an open mind, and to only take away the messages that you feel are meant for you for your best and highest good. Taurus, you are very intuitive. You will know exactly what messages those are. That being said, give these messages time and space to resonate. Just because something doesn't click right here in this very moment, in a few hours, in a few days, even in a few weeks, something might click for you. If that case, take it and run with it. That means it was your message. If not, everything else you can release if it doesn't seem to serve you or fit you on your spiritual path, on your spiritual journey. These messages are meant to help you, to empower you. That is what I desire from this. So, everything else about this video will be written in the description box below, including the decks I'm using here today, as well as my social media channels. I am the Intuitive Teacup on Facebook and Instagram. So please, as always, drop a like, share, subscribe wherever you can. That is very helpful to me. It's helpful to the channel. Gets those messages out there to those who want to see them and who need to see them. All right, we'll take one more card for my Tauruses in love, looking for love. If you don't currently have a person, this could represent someone from your past or somebody coming in that you haven't met yet. Be open to those messages, right? All right, so let's see. First cards out the gate are the Six of Wands, Temperance, and Two of Cups. Excellent. This peeked at me in Scorpio's reading. It didn't come out, but it kind of showed itself during the shuffle. So some of you might be dealing with a Scorpio or a Sagittarius for that reason, or for that matter, rather. Also a Scorpio-Sag cusper. It's someone that, actually, hold on. It's someone that either you hold in very high regard or vice versa. I think it's someone who holds you in very high regard, but actually it's mutual. But they seem to be moving towards you, Taurus. There's something about like alchemy or your magic, your energy, your aura, your vibe. It's very attractive to them. You know how they say we are attracted to people who like chemically, our DNA, we like the smell of them. Is it the pheromones or pheromone? I don't know what it's called. Something about the smell. It could be the perfume or the whatever cologne they wear. It's mutually attractive. This person, and I am kind of reading this as potentially the past. This person was drawn to you and they made it known that it's funny, they made it known to their people, their family, their friends group, their tribe, that you were their prize, that was sought after. Something about they were very excited and very willful to move towards you, but something about having the respect and the backing, the support, the cheerleaders of their group, their tribe, their people, that was important to them in order to move forward on this offer, this proclamation of love. And I think they did. Something about this was, it was a nice little fit. It was nice and cute. It was snug. There was something about this energy was very healing. You may have been getting over some sort of difficult relationship, maybe with a Sagittarius, and this person came into your life at just the right moment, and they were like a shoulder you could cry on. They were a good support system that you could lean on. But okay, so here's what's interesting about this message. I'm not sure that you were able to give as much as they were just purely by circumstance. You may have had a lot on your plate in terms of your work, your job. If you were a mother or a father, you may have been caring for a child and weren't necessarily looking for a romantic partnership. Yeah, it's like this person came to you during a time of need when you were going through something difficult, and their intentions were very great to almost like win your heart. And I want to say, their intentions were pure. It wasn't purely like a conquest, like a sexual conquest. But yeah, this person came in to help nurture and heal you, but I'm not sure that you either shared romantic feelings for them, even though you respected them and liked them. It may have been more of like a friends, like a friend zone thing, like you put them in the friend zone, or you didn't, or yeah, I mean, it's that. It's you didn't necessarily see them romantically, friend zone, or you just weren't in a place to give to them romantically, even though there may have been like a little bit of crushing, you know, you may have kissed here and there. There was something very pure and innocent about this relationship, and I think you wanted to keep it that way. But yeah, you were focused on like very important matters of the home, of the house, of your job. Maybe you were even like your health, your body was in recuperation from potentially a serious loss of some kind. You could have lost your, and I'm not predicting this is the past. You could have lost your job, or again, feeling abandoned, hardship, going through some sort of relationship that really, really put you through the ringer. Yeah, this Sagittarius came in to offer their cup, and I'm saying Sagittarius, it doesn't have to be, but I do keep getting that a lot. Came in to like nurture and care for you, but ultimately this served as like, this is a very slippery slope here, because this person helped amp you up to get you back into your power, but they probably view it as you may have used them a little bit. And I don't think it was intentional. I'm not even sure you view it in that light, Taurus. But just with the cards coming up, they brought some sort of clarity or judgment, some sort of closure of some very difficult matter that they were going through. Yeah, something where it really tested their strength and their endurance. And feel free to swap the roles, but I'm getting this person offered you their sympathies, their love, their shoulder to cry on. And as much as you did have feelings for them, at least in the friend sense, you couldn't have gotten through this hard time without them. Ultimately, it put you back on your path to like dominate, to get out there and yeah, like I'm just getting owned, very like powerful, like emperor vibes, queen of wands, male or female, energy, power, charisma, enthusiasm, flirtatious, creative energy. They recharged your battery. That's a beautiful way of putting this. But in a sense, it's like once you had that electrical charge, you went off to do your own thing. And I am sort of getting you burned this person. You kind of left them out in the cold. And it's ironic because it almost was like a chain reaction, because I think somebody did that to you. I think somebody in the past leaned on you for support, and you were wanting to give them your love and nurture this into a blossoming relationship. But ultimately, I think potentially someone broke it off with you, and that was maybe the hardship you went through. And again, maybe this is career related, but I'm reading for love. So, you know, if it resonates in another capacity, take it and run with it. But it's like that happened to you, and then unintentionally, I think that the same thing repeated itself, only the roles were swapped. Someone came in to nurture you back to health, to help you gain back your confidence, to get your groove back, right? And you did, or you're about to anyway. You're stepping into Queen of Wands energy. She's my witch of the deck, very magical. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius energy. Another card of Sagittarius and Leo with all this wand energy. It's almost like they gave birth to something that you thought was dead, or something that you were, it was like you threw away the idea of being able to love again, or being able to get back on your feet, to reach stability, to get over this hardship or this financial struggle. They kind of got you up and running again. They recharged your battery. But then, yeah, it's like you didn't stop and turn back to, I don't know if it's acknowledge or appreciate them, or simply you just couldn't give what they were looking for. That's more the vibe I'm getting here. Completion, yeah. They helped you close out some sort of very difficult chapter in your life, and it may have involved losing a very important person in your life, right? If you lost a parent or a grandparent, maybe you were dating this person at the time, and you know they got you through all those difficult moments where you were their shoulder to cry on. That's sort of what I mean. They filled your cup as best they could, but when it came down to it, and I'm not saying like you're over this, particularly if you lost someone. I'm not trying to be so crude about it. But yeah, ultimately it's like they refilled your cup, And it was unfortunate that they had those sort of romantic feelings for you and you couldn't match them back, but it was just kind of like you couldn't fake it. You couldn't pretend to be something that you weren't. You couldn't stick around for a relationship that you really didn't see potential in. But this was an earth angel in a sense. This person came to your rescue. They came to you when you needed them. They helped you gain your balance back. It could have been a Libra. Yeah, this would have been a very difficult battle for you to face individually on your own, particularly losing a parent or parents or a sibling. It was very lucky, the timing of this, that you had someone for emotional support. Because yeah, you could have gone to a really dark place where you chose to isolate yourself, and this person didn't let that happen. They stood by you. Even if they sensed that there wasn't the same romantic feelings, I think they hung around hoping they could win you over. There's something about this is like Aladdin, Prince Ali. He comes in on the elephant in the parade, and he's trying to win the heart of the princess. So whether you're male or female, right? That's what this feels like to me, but like you're not even looking. You're not in that headspace to offer your cup, at least to this person. So in the present, what's going on here? The unknown card. I love that. So this card is unique to this deck. I love it. More witchy vibes. The Queen of Swords and the Eight of Pentacles. So this person that I don't think you are no longer with, they still think about you quite a bit, but they have absolutely no idea where you stand. Other than giving them the cold shoulder and potentially brushing them off and moving on. I think even if they know where you stand, there's still part of them that it's very difficult to get over the sadness they feel in their heart because they felt like you guys were a good match. It could have been with a Libra. This person is trying to sever ties with the emotions they felt. It's like they're trying to look at it very logically and like heal their wounds, but it does feel like they were stabbed in the back or they were hurt in some capacity. And again, I don't think it was intentional. I think you cut them off because you knew it was the right thing to do because you couldn't match their cup. But I think you still think about this person from time to time, and I am sensing a little bit of regret. A little bit of I should have handled that better, or the way I worked through the sorrow, they were my support system, but it's like you never were able to pay them back for that really huge like emotional favor, the emotional support that they provided to you. It's funny, you're both thinking of each other. And feel free to swap the roles. As I said, especially for cross watchers, you know, like this might resonate in the opposite way, but I'm just reading the messages as they come through. If you were to ask your person, this person from the past, if you could have anything in your life right now, what would it be? They would say Taurus. Yeah, they want to move forward with you. They saw potential in this. They saw it going places. This person may have very strong Cancer in their chart too, or actually you, Taurus, you may have like a moon in Cancer or a Venus in Cancer. But yeah, they saw this going places. They saw this relationship as a victory. And so when they came, like, you know, in all their glory and glamour, trying to win your heart over, it's like this scenario presented itself where shit got really serious very fast. Again, something about you losing something or someone you love. Maybe you lost a pet, right? And it was, you know, heartbreaking. That threw them for a loop. And so when they offered their cup and you couldn't match it back, they were blindsided. It felt like anarchy. They didn't see that coming at all. When you're at work, Taurus, when you're going about your hobbies, your daily life, your activities, your day-to-day work, that's when memories of this person creep back in. And I am getting that some of you wonder if there was potential there and you just weren't in a place to receive that kind of love at the time. Yeah, you're in a place where you need to be alone with your thoughts. In the present, you're not quite ready to extend the offer, but you're doing some very deep internal thinking, some soul searching about this person. When both of you, when you sleep at night, you look up at the stars, you look up at the sky, and you wonder what the other person is doing. Yours is much more of an analytical thought. theirs stems very deeply from the emotional ties of this relationship. You were wondering if there was like practicality in this type of relationship because it's like you weren't certain the emotions were in the right spot. What's between you now is a card of Libra, the Queen of Swords, and that means to me like the scales. There is equal feelings or equal thoughts on each side. This seems like it could be a very beautiful friendship. Let's see what else is there, or if there's potential for this to be a relationship. Yes, someone is not ready to move forward yet. There's a lot of being defensive or avoidance is the word. Someone is avoiding how they truly feel or avoiding moving forward to communicate about how this all went down, about how this all ended, about unsettled feelings. I'm feeling like this is your person, the wounded warrior, somebody who put their heart out on the line for you to take and you didn't. It feels rejected. You know, they have that bandage around their head. They've been wounded, right? They're a little bit defensive. They're nervous to get back into a relationship because they don't want to get burned again, but they're also blocking off other opportunities in romantic partnership because there's a part of them that is still waiting for you. If they could turn back time. I just heard that Cher song. If I could turn back time. I can't believe I just sang, but it is so strong there. The name Cher might mean something to someone. Cheryl, I don't know. Sharing your world together. If this person could turn back the clocks, they would try and do something differently to get this relationship, to make this relationship grow and thrive in a better way. But the irony of that is that there was nothing they could have done. They did everything right. And so if this is you, like validation, there's nothing you could have done to change this person's mind. They did love you in a sense, but they weren't in a place to offer romantic love to you at the time. I'm switching roles, but you understand what I'm saying. Hitting reverse, going back to change that one little detail, it's a moot point. It doesn't hold any weight because it couldn't have changed the circumstance. So potentially at work, you're still like occasionally thinking about this and trying to work through in your mind why things went down the way they did, how things maybe got out of hand or out of order, or wondering if this person feels slighted. And yet it's almost like you're too proud to communicate, that to step forward and maybe acknowledge or recognize that maybe, I don't know how I want to phrase this because it sounds so harsh, you inadvertently or unintentionally used them, and even that feels harsh. Again, you guys went through something very major and the timing of it was just so where you fell onto them. You needed their support. You needed a friend. And unfortunately, that friend that you leaned on had feelings for you. And so it's not that you meant to give them mixed messages or mixed signals. You were probably emotionally confused. And again, so maybe there was like some making out, or maybe you slept with them, but there was some sort of completion of the cycle. And looking back, I think you are either ashamed or feeling some sort of guilt or not wanting to come forward with the truth of the matter, which is that, yeah, you didn't share the same feelings that they had. I'm going to throw some romance angels on this. You still both hold each other in very high regard, though. But there was something about destiny and timing. There was a reason why your paths crossed. It was a karmic relationship of some sort where you both gained something from each other, whether you realize it or not. And particularly your person who's on the defense and, pining over you and wondering what they did wrong. They may not be in a higher vibration enough to realize it, but you set them off on some sort of course or path that they were supposed to go down, and they probably would never have made it there had they not met you. There was some sort of knowledge to be gained by this. This is let go of control issues, allow the situation to unfold naturally, and very soon, clearly decide what you want so that it comes to you now. Yeah, this message in particular is being communicated to you, Taurus. There's an avoidance of some decision or some communication that is weighing very heavily on your heart and on your head. With this, I always say these two swords are heavy. You can't hold them up very much longer. Eventually, you're going to have to give and either choose a route, choose a path, choose a decision, choose to communicate, or she's blocking her heart, right, to open up and be vulnerable and speak your truth. It's a decision that you make internally with the moon. You have to trust your intuition. Your emotions are going to be very helpful in guiding you on your next step forward. And this card is coming up for your person, your poor person who's just pining over you. This reading is going to do good things for your ego, but yeah. But it's not even that, though. You didn't use them, as I said, to like gain power or some sort of standing. It was all very accidental. It was coincidental. It was circumstantial. This is saying to your person, let go of control issues, allow the situation to unfold naturally. So this person who's killing themselves, who's beating themselves up of, if I had only said this or done something differently, or I shouldn't have made a move because now like I ruined it, like they know I want to be more than friends. You are so in your head about this that you're blocking off other opportunities for new blessings. There may be new love trying to come into your person, and this could be you, Taurus. It's very equal in the amount of story time here, but your person needs to let go of this. The charioteer drives the chariot with his mind. He doesn't have this grip on the rein. It's about our internal balance. When we are balanced internally, our dark and our light energies, that is what gets our chariot to move forward. That is what allows us to move and progress and go forward in life. It's a card of victory, right? It's a card of accomplishment. So if this is resonating for you of being rejected by someone who wasn't ready to reciprocate your love offer, you have multiple cards coming up that indicate a win, that indicate a victory, and it is from this circumstance that victory arises. Almost like a spark, there may be some sort of epiphany or communication or thought that comes to you that it serves as like a direction signal. Like you're about to turn left, but instead you turn right. That's a very odd way of putting it. But yeah, something about this, as I was saying, this person served a purpose in your life and then they course corrected you. Whether it was to be with them or not, it was like they rerouted you to the path that you were supposed to take. And for some of you, it means going back to an old partner or an old friendship that has untapped potential. So let's look in your future. Yeah, this wanted to be seen. Wow, great cards. King of Pentacles, that's you, Taurus. Also Virgo and Capricorn, earth signs. 10 of Pentacles, holy cannoli. Yeah, 10 of money, 10 of health, home. Building blocks, right? Long-term legacy, generational, good money flow, right? Solid partnerships, things you value in your life, leading a very rich, abundant life. And then justice. Yeah, this wounded warrior person, they are being asked to step into their power and to have faith in the universe. The idea of looking into a crystal ball, what will my future tell me? You determine your future. You take the horse by the reins. Again, in metaphor, right? You are the driver on your chariot. There is nothing that the universe... Hold on, I want to be careful how I phrase this. There is no set answer to your destiny, to your spiritual path. It is great to seek wisdom and knowledge from source, from higher power, but ultimately you are the one standing there, right? Like it's your life. If you are going to block your blessings and be very defensive and put up obstacles in your path, well, that chariot isn't going to go anywhere, right? This feels very like, law enforcement, traffic metaphors, right? And that, again, in Capricorn season, it is all about enforcement and rules and regulations and, again, karma. You know, when you speed past the stop sign, you know, there will be consequence. There is something about having faith in the universe that your path is being guided and illuminated to you. And while it really hurts that there was this really difficult relationship with a person who couldn't meet you halfway or couldn't reciprocate, it ultimately gave you the message and the lessons that you needed to learn to move forward into your life. And what you're moving into is the best version of yourself, the King of Pentacles, a card of Taurus. Somebody who's very solid in themselves. Somebody, okay, and this is interesting. Somebody who doesn't necessarily need to lean on other people for support. They're good on their own. He's got this, right? He's nurtured the seed from something very small to the oak tree over time, right? And so for my other person who, again, maybe unintentionally used someone for support at a time where they needed it, that's great. But now, because you were lucky and blessed to have that earth angel in your life, right? You're being asked to reciprocate in a way where now you are stable, where you are the King of Pentacles, where people can rely on you and lean on you for support. And it may come in the form of financial support. Somebody who needs help financially, who's really down and out. Especially if you are the type of person who saved your pennies for a rainy day and you're sitting on a nice little nest of abundance there. There may be There may be a Libra reaching out to you. Yeah, you have double Libra energy. You may have a Libra reaching out to you for some sort of support, or this is karmic justice coming in to say, hey, remember that time that you had to borrow from someone's cup? Remember that time where you had to borrow their emotional support, I just keep wanting to say stability, their willingness to nurture you back to health. This comes full circle, and that once you are back to your health, once you are Queen of Wands, ready to put your magic out in the world, right? To grow and build upon this, or grow and build from this very difficult circumstance that you went through, there may be justice or karmic justice in you needing to pay it forward in a good vibration, and understand that because you experienced this in a capacity where you are maybe the one taking, now it's going to be just, and that you are going to be the one giving, rebalancing the scales. And it really is like a pay it forward type thing, where there's so many people and it's like a domino effect where one influences the other. And what it is about is putting good love out into the world. If you have a cup full to the brim, if you have love to give, do it anyway, without I always forget this word when I need it, without like the stipulation of needing something in return. Put your love out there, buy someone lunch, allow them to stay at your house for a night or two if they need to, simply because you can. Because you have the means to do so, because you have the love in your heart to not only receive, but to give. Because we've all been in a position where we needed help and we needed love and we need support. Now that you are self-made, now that you've come back, and this is in the future, stepped into your power, you have 10 of Pentacles twice. There's longevity with the structure, the support system that you've built. Maybe this has to do with a family dynamic or potentially a long-term relationship. But it would be starting anew with, potentially with a Sagittarius. Yeah, someone who there was a lot of burdensome feelings for. There's the potential for a new in love. This is the love angel Michael, right? Depicted in the Sagittarian Temperance card, but it's all about balance, one cup into the other, and also the blending of opposites, fire and water. That may be both very strong in like your moons or your Venus of who you might be partnering with. It could also be no, just kidding. I was going to say a Libra Sag cusp, but that's not a thing. But someone who has very strong Libra in their chart, or Sagittarius, or Earth. You have tons of Earth, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. And this may have been someone who you change your mind about. And I don't want to put too much stock in that, especially for the cross watchers, because I don't like to give messages that unfairly give you hope if it's not in the cards. But I will say there's a fair ruling. There's a decision made on something, again, karmic cycles of the past that needs a reassessment. Okay? Keep an open mind. Your soulmate may differ from your usual type and expectations. That's what I mean, Taurus, especially if you were the one who cut someone off because you didn't feel passion at the time. Your emotions may have been very clouded and unclear because you weren't seeing things. You weren't in a good capacity mentally, physically, emotionally to give romantic love to that person at the time. There might be a changing of the tides. Keep an open mind. Somebody you may have written off in the past, you may have a different ruling. You may have a different judgment call as time goes on, as time progresses. It might be with a Scorpio. This card feels very Scorpio to me as well. I don't know why, it just does. Scorpio and Cancer. And lots of Libra. Actually, you have a lot of signs here. Sagittarius was huge. All right, for my Tauruses, any zodiac signs? All right, you had a lot. Whoa. All right. You have so many cards. Let's see what they say. Sagittarius. You have double Sagittarius. You have Scorpio. You have Capricorn. Is there 2 cards here? Nope. Capricorn. You have double Scorpio. So maybe you both have Scorpio moons. I don't know. You have Aries, you have Leo, you have Pisces, and you have Gemini. So you have a good variety of people here, and that's what I mean. There's multiple relationships going on. There's a domino effect of 2 people got hurt and they came together, and then, you know, somebody hurt each other and then they moved on to other people. There's a domino effect, a pay it forward of all these people are influencing each other. Very strong Sag and Scorpio vibes, all right? Please let me know in the comments below what resonates for you, Taurus. Sending you all the best. Please do like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you very soon for more tarot. Bye.